This is the After Party, live with Kim McAllister. Pick a couch, grab a drink, and settle into the conversation.
Good afternoon on the After Party Live. Thank you for being here. Mark Thompson's show ran a little long today, so I'm glad that you are here with me for the After Party. It's Trivia Thursday. We've got some fun stories ahead. A lot of car stories today, kind of interesting. If you could click the like button, I'd appreciate it. If you could click the subscribe button, well, wouldn't that be fantastic? We're up to 2,261 subscribers the last time I looked. And so we're kind of inching the way up to 2,500, but every subscriber means a lot to me. I get so excited when I see the numbers rise. So thank you for that. Thank you again for being here, and thank you to everyone who supports the show. I should note the PayPal information is in the show description, and it is in the About tab on YouTube under The After Party Live. Thank you to everyone who makes this show happen in that way, and for everyone who also participates in the chat every afternoon. I love to see you guys. So Trivia Thursday. Ooh, Trivia Thursday. Heather is out. She's got some work stuff to do. But, you know, that just means that it's that much more opportunity for you to slide in with the answer first. So there you go. Oh no, SJ Lola might miss trivia. All right. Well, I like that you have good work to do. So that's nice. It was a Mark Thompson time waster, but a very good show nonetheless. Friday's show is going to be good as well. Programming note that this afternoon/evening, right about 4:30 p.m., Nikki Maduro will start a little bit early. The Nikki Maduro show starts at 4:30. We usually start at 5 on Fridays, but we're doing it at 4:30 tonight because of the good old back to school night happening. So do note that. So glad to see you guys here. Oh, you're subscribed. Thank you for subscribing twice. Yay. Big heart to you. All right, we don't have a lot of time, and I want to make sure to fit trivia in as well. So let's get to some of these interesting stories that I have curated for you today. And the first one is about this Cadillac. Kind of a cool looking car, right? This Cadillac is not the one your grandpa had. This is the wave of the future when it comes to cars. It's called the Opulent Velocity. It's a concept car that, according to car analysts, shows the future of cars is absolutely magnificent. It's got a cabin that appears to be floating. It's got high-tech features. If this thing goes to market, the analysts are saying it would be absolutely incredible. It's pretty, I'll give it that. Cadillac is putting out this concept car, the Soleil, Sollei. It's got a 55-inch screen across the dashboard. Distracted driving? I don't know. Intricate hand-cut woodworking behind the seats. The Soleil, they say, is a mix of old and new technology and materials fashioned from renewable root structures of mushrooms, but it also just keeps that old Cadillac feel. Here's another shot of it. Yeah, kind of interesting. I think it's cool. I don't know about you. I kind of like it. The inside of it is pretty cool as well. You can kind of see it in there. But I don't know. I have a picture of the inside of it to show you as well. It is rather opulent. It looks, I mean, I know the doors open up. It looks cooler than a DeLorean, you could say. Here's the inside. They say it's floating, a floating inside. The Opulent Velocity, futuristic, angular. This is an ultra-modern look. The concept, they say, is kind of a foreshadowing of where Cadillac hopes to go in the future with their electric vehicle lineup. They say it screams, "Get out of my way," that it's got bravado. It's interesting, isn't it? They have software in this vehicle that is said to define the next generation of GM vehicles. The Opulent Velocity, all electric, looks like a poster-worthy hypercar. The butterfly doors hinge at the A-pillar and swing right up. Inside the cabin, you can see here 3D printing and hard-torched painting techniques highlight levitating seats and an instrument panel that appears to float above the floor mats. They say it's more spaceship than it is supercar. We're bringing back the brand to a place of real American luxury and relevance, according to GM. The president, Mark Roos, says we've had a lot of doubters when we started this journey, and we've made some pretty meaningful steps toward forward. GM, he says, showing its commitment and investment to the whole portfolio. The Cadillac being reintroduced to places in Europe and Australia. So they're going big with the opulent Velocity. One side of this vehicle, opulence, luxury, they say autonomy. The wheel and the pedals retract in opulent mode so that you have more space. And then performance. And the cabin is turned into a focused racing control center. Cadillac's had some trouble, though. Their sales down 1.7% compared to the first 6 months of 2023. Every single one of their vehicles took a sales hit, except for the Cadillac Lyriq. But they're going all new electrified. The Lyriq, the Celestiq. Even though some other car manufacturers may be slowing down a little bit when it comes to EV, not Cadillac. They're going full force. Kind of interesting to look at that vehicle. Did you see this story? It just so happened this TV crew was in the area when this cliffside collapsed in Southern California. This happened in a very wealthy community in the San Diego area. Rocks came tumbling down to the coastline below. It was all captured by Fox affiliate KUSI TV. This happened Monday on a steep bluff in La Jolla. The video shows that at first there was dry sand that you could see kind of sandy puffs rising. And then you see the cracks start to come in. And then, boom, here's the video. Yeah, so you can see the debris rising in this area. And then all of a sudden, things start to slide. Things start to crack. So they just happen to be here when this coastal bluff comes down. It's not known to have caused any damage to homes or nearby trails. But they say this is a reminder that there's, fragility along the coast in California. We've had climate change. We've had recent storms. So this kind of thing happens. It's a result of shifting soils, rising sea levels, and general coastal land erosion. That's the way it is. The issues here in La Jolla, similar up and down the coast. But how interesting that they happen to be here to catch this coastal cliff collapse in La Jolla. Warning, it took a few minutes for the whole thing to come down. There it goes. Yeah. I think that's worth circling the chopper for. I don't know. Kind of interesting to see it happen, though. This happened this week, as a matter of fact. And again, you could see right there on the video with the rock tumbling down into the coastline below. So, wow. Pretty amazing to see. So that's what happened in Southern California. And now it's time to fly away. Look at that. Let's go to parrots. Why don't we? Did you know parrots have accents? They do. Some of them do anyway. These parrots, in a long-term study of yellow-naped Amazons, shows the dialects of these creatures can actually change. I mean, ours changes as well. So it would make sense. This study, published August 21st in the journal Proceedings of the Royal Society B. Apparently, they didn't make it into A. They show these dialects could be shifting because of climate change and habit loss. The yellow-naped Amazon parrot, pretty big bird, about 12 to 15 inches tall. They live in the areas from southern Mexico to northern Costa Rica. And they have pretty long lifespans, 20 to 30 years in the wild, 60 to 90 years if they're in captivity. They are long-term pair bonds, which means they form bonds with one another. They roost in large flocks during the night, and then in smaller groups during the day, they forage for fruits and nuts and seeds. And they have a variety of vocal calls that they make and they learn from each other. And most of them are contact calls as a way they keep in touch with each other. They can let each other know about their geographic differences. The study team looked to the initial call bird surveys that were done in 1994 in Costa Rica, and they realized there were 3 acoustically different contact types: a North, a South, and a Nicaraguan, they called them. And each was used in a particular area. The distinct calls differ in the number of audible tones and the melodic progression as well. They resurveyed the areas in 2005, and they found the acoustic dialect boundaries were about the same in all 3 calls as they were before. Then they did a third survey in 2016, and it was different. Cultural changes had occurred in the 11-year span. The boundary between the North and South dialects were shifting. Call variants were showing up in the areas that had only used the South. There were more bilingual birds using both dialects. The 2005 to 2016 time span, one of the major changes and disruption for this species. They think it has to do with deforestation and climate change that had contributed to population declines of these yellow-naped Amazons. They are, by the way, listed as critically endangered on the IUCN Red List. They are a very poached parrot because of their bright green feathers, their long lifespans, and their ability to vocalize. So, they're poached. But it's interesting to see these cultural changes affecting the bird population as well. You want to hear what they sound like? Let's do it. Let's go to the video. I have video for you, if it'll work. Hold on, let me get it. I think it's interesting. Okay, hold on. Oh, 'cause they're cute. We'll hear what they sound like. Hold on. I know. Hold on. These parrots. Here it is. Here's the other one. Here's the South call. So all different depending on which region. Let's talk for a moment about humpback whales. They do this thing called a bubble net. See the round circles that are around the whales as they feed? There's a new study that shows that humpback whales use bubble nets as a tool when it comes to hunting. Marine biologists have observed humpback whales manipulating their air bubble traps. They say this animal shows evidence of their own culture. The humpbacks hunt predators in groups. They might even have their own alphabet, apparently. This study of humpback whales in Alaska has researchers observing these animals manipulating bubble nets that they blow underwater to stun and capture prey in order to maximize how much food they catch. And scientists think these bubble nets should count as tools that these whales use. The findings are detailed in a study August 21st, the journal Royal Society Open Science. Researchers said, Andy Szabo, who's a study co-author and executive director of the Alaska Whale Foundation, said, "What I find exciting is that humpbacks have come up with complicated tools to allow them to exploit prey aggressions that otherwise would have been unavailable to them. And that it's this behavioral flexibility and ingenuity that he hopes will serve these whales well as the oceans continue to change." So the bubble nets are something that humpbacks do in a group. It's the synchronized set of behavior that requires cooperation, communication, which is even more evidence, according to researchers, of their high intelligence. Here's how it works. They've got a group of whales or a single whale that dives down deep below a school of fish or small crustaceans called krill. They blow these bubble rings from their blowholes to stun the organism and trap them closer to the surface. And once they're closer to the surface, the whales open their mouths wide and swallow everything in the bubble net before they shut their mouths. The baleen plates push out the water while the whales swallow the animals whole. Many animals use tools to help them find food. According to researchers, very few actually create or modify these tools themselves. According to another co-author of this study, director of the University of Hawaii Manoa Marine Mammal Research Program. So pretty cool. They can manipulate the number of rings in these bubble rings, the distance between the bubbles even, and the inner and the outer rings to effectively concentrate their prey and keep that prey from escaping. The optimization of the bubble rings allows these whales to catch up to 7 times more food. Hey, it works better. Why wouldn't you? Right? I have some video from the Marine Mammal Research Program at the University of Hawaii and the Alaska Research Foundation. And it's incredible what they do. Really incredible. So I thought maybe we could take a moment and check it out. Here it is. I'll take down the bubble rings and show you the bubble rings in action. And here's what it looks like. Oh, look it up. There they go, and they come up. So pretty. And there they are, blowing their bubbles, doing what they do. I don't know about you, but I'm fascinated by it. So it's all a concerted effort. And while they're doing it, they're communicating with each other. Look how uniform those are. These beautiful circles done with purpose and reason. All to trap their prey so they can eat it. I don't know about you, but it's always so relaxing to watch whales. And then they're up and they're eating it. How they got this video, wow, pretty cool. So that's what they do. They blow the bubbles and they do it on purpose. It's just another tool they use and evidence of their intelligence. Wow, look at that animal. Very pretty. Okay, that's bubble rings. Let's talk about yuck, tarantulas. All animals are beautiful. I shouldn't say yuck. Thousands of tarantulas will soon be marching their way across 4 states because mating season has arrived. It is just about to start in Colorado and Kansas and New Mexico and Nevada. And this is when the spiders cross deserts and highway streets, even backyards they're in. The tarantulas can bite, we know that, but their venom isn't toxic to humans. They say it's usually like a bee sting. No. I'll take a bee sting over a tarantula bite, I think. But here they are on the move for breeding season once again. Here's a lady who has a new world record. Look at her go. She is being celebrated for her body modification. This woman is from Connecticut, and her body modifications have earned her 2 Guinness World Records. 99.98% of her body is covered in tattoos. She has 89 body modifications. She's 36 years old. Her name is Esperance Fuerzina, and she gets the award for the most tattooed person, female, and the most body modifications in a female as well. She has 40 more body modifications than the previous record holder. She says she got her first tattoo, and since then, it's been covered up because she keeps getting more. Her first body modification was a split tongue 10 years ago. Yikes. She's got several body piercings and tissue stretching mods, tattoos on her eyeballs and her gums. That had to hurt. She said her journey is not yet complete. So here's the front of her, and here's the back of her. You can see she's got, you can still see not everything is covered in color there, so she might have some more to go. Although maybe that's a wing and not flesh, it looks like. Yeah. Go back to her face. She says she's still going. In terms, she says, of being covered, it's hard to imagine a set ending. She said, for many years now, I've been moving toward more cohesiveness in my suit, and it's still an aim of mine. I guess that's what she calls it, her suit. Wow. Not my jam, but go get it, lady. Whatever floats your boat. This is a story about AI and healthcare. And there's a new poll that shows Americans have mixed feelings about this. Most people think it should be used to improve healthcare, but there are still some of us that are a little uneasy over the implications of widespread use of AI when it comes to our healthcare. This poll, done by Ohio State University, found most Americans think AI can be beneficial. 75% agreed that it could help minimize human errors. 71% would like AI to reduce wait times. 70% would be 70%, I should say, would be comfortable with AI taking notes during an appointment. 66% believe AI could improve work-life balance for healthcare providers. But just over half, 56% polled, said they still find AI healthcare issues a little bit scary, and 70% had concerns about data privacy as well. The folks at the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, responsible for the study, said they know patients are concerned about privacy and the security of their data, but that we hold artificial intelligence and this technology to the same standards that we hold our other electronic medical records. People thought that was really important. But Microsoft is developing this AI, listening to patient visits, drafting clinical notes for your medical records. And they say it allows doctors to focus on you rather than on taking notes about you. So maybe it would free up the doctors to be more personal with you. I don't know. The AI saved up to 4 minutes per visit, which is time the doctor can use to connect with the patient, do education, make sure they understand the plan going forward. So the doctors like it. They're impressed by the assistance the AI offers because they know they have to document everything, but they also know it takes away from the quality of patient interactions. So, sometimes they have to make more eye contact with their computer screen than with you. Let's go back to vehicles for a moment, can we? Because here we have the Cybertruck military version. We knew it was coming. The minute I saw guns and police departments using the Cybertruck and guns placed on the top of them, I knew this was the eventuality. But this is the military Cybertruck. They can't get into details about it, but apparently they are working with police departments as it relates to Cybertruck police vehicles. And there's a lot of promising news related to the Upfit Cybertruck programs. This is the company that is outfitting these Cybertrucks for military and police use. It's called the Ultimate Tesla Cybertruck Upgrade for Extreme Conditions. They are partnering with a California-based defense contracting company called Archimedes. And they've got 3 tiers of tank-like editions intended to turn this rust-vulnerable, sand-weakened, sharp-edged Cybertruck into what is hoped by these companies to be the ultimate choice for government agencies, defense contractors, and adventurous civilians. So here it is. The Sting projector includes bolt-on, bolt-off, external offset steel armor plating that's apparently capable of withstanding 7.62 millimeter assault rifle rounds. It promises to provide people inside the vehicle with an enhanced IED mine protection and ceramic armor plating to block heavy machine gun assaults as well. The Cybertruck engineering, as well as the upfitting custom engineered Tesla vehicles, could make it work. There's a lot of questions about all this still. Some people are skeptical about how good this is going to be. They think these are computer-generated images and not the real thing. They say, how do you open the door since the panels now block the button access? Yeah, wonder. Other people say there are issues with back orders and product fulfillment, and so they're not convinced this is going to be good as well. That at this point, Unplugged Performance has apparently not shipped any of their off-road armor lines to customers, so hard to know how this really works. But it looks like we're on the way to Cybertruck military vehicles. How about to the environment now? Look at the plastic in the ocean. But there's new scientific research on the way that trying to answer the question of whether microbes that devour plastic waste can now be transformed into food for humans as well. So using this bacteria to cut down on plastic pollution, that's not a new idea. But then taking it and using it as a food source, well, that is a new idea. The U.S. Department of Defense has an internal agency that is releasing a call for research projects to help the military deal with all of the plastic waste generated when troops are sent to work in remote locations and disaster zones. They want a system that can convert food wrappers and water bottles into usable products like fuel and rations. It has to be small enough to fit into a Humvee, has to be capable of running on little energy, and it needs to harness the power of plastic-eating microbes. So for 4 years, the researchers have been looking into this. There's a microbiologist at the Michigan Technological University leading one of 3 research groups that got funding to study this. He says in the beginning it felt a lot more science fiction-y than something that could work. But maybe they're on the way. The goal is from go to disbelief, like you're kidding me, into you want to do what? Into, that might actually be feasible. According to Leonard Tender, who's a program manager at DARPA, overseeing the plastic waste projects. The world creates 440 million tons of plastic waste every year. And we know a lot of it ends up in landfills and in the ocean. And that is where it poses a threat to wildlife. So government and experts agree that solving this problem requires reducing production, and some countries and states have additionally introduced policies to encourage recycling. And there have been a lot of experiments done. about plastic-eating bacteria. So, scientists say the goal is not to feed people plastic, but rather the plastic-devouring microbes that would themselves prove fit for human consumption. So that's what they're working on. And they think they might have it ready in a year or two. They say it's the food step that could take longer. So right now there's a team doing toxicity testing, and then they'll submit their results to the FDA for review. And if that goes smoothly, then they have to get over the ick factor, that people might not want to eat that. But the military isn't the only group studying this, turning microbes into nutrition. There are people around the world trying to get something like this up and running, exploring whether microorganisms might one day feed the world's growing population. Got to do something about it, right? It is time for Trivia Thursday, everybody. Yay! Woohoo! Party! Should we have music? We'll have music. It's time for Trivia Thursday. Yay! Oops. Yeah, okay, so that's what we have. That wasn't a very good music. I need sound effects is what I need. Wes Theory, thank you for the $5 super sticker. You are awesome. I really appreciate it. All right, let's do this Trivia Thursday thing. And here it goes. Let me get in. Thursdays are trivial on the After Party Live. That is the truth. Okay, here we go. We have 2 topics on tap thus far. And this one, every answer, here's a clue, my little clue for you. Every answer has the word sitting somewhere in all of the answers. All right? What TV genre specializes in humorous half-hour series that feature recurring characters in everyday situations? It's a pretty easy one to start with, right? Yeah. Not so bad. The answer is yes, indeed. Everyone gets it. See, we start out with a softball. First up at bat would be Trevor, then Deidre, then Wes, then JT, then Linda. Nice. All right, sitcom is the answer. What's a word for an interesting or unusual phenomenon or person or thing that might be worth collecting? What is a word for an interesting or unusual phenomenon or person or thing that might be worth collecting? Now, the word sit might not be at the beginning or end. It might be embedded in the word, just so you know. That was my first thought, situation. No, that is not the word. What we have here is a situation. No, that is not correct. But that is what I was thinking too. I'll read it again. A word for an interesting or unusual phenomenon or person or a thing that might be worth collecting. Discomfiture? No. I'm going to give you the answer. The answer is curiosity. Curiosity, right? Curiosity. Right? Next one. What is the term for a really easy target or a defenseless victim? A really easy target or a defenseless victim. Right. A really easy target or a defenseless victim. Yes, it is a sitting duck. Absolutely. Uncle Jim, I'm giving it to you, despite the typo. John has it as well. Trevor has it. Linda has it. Yep, sitting duck. You guys got it. Well done. They're a little tricky sometimes, I know. What phrase means that something or someone is traveling or being transported from one place to another? What phrase means that something or someone is traveling or being transported from one place to another place? Mm-hmm. I will give you the answer. In transit is the answer. So anyone who have the word transit, I think I'll take it. Linda throwing it out. Uncle Jim, John, I think transition works. In transit is what they were asking for. Thank you, John Watson. Transit. Yeah, that works. Harry as well. Look at you guys go. Next one. What do you call a person who waffles or won't take a position on conflicting issues? Someone who waffles and won't take a position on an issue. Maybe they're right in the middle and they're not getting down off of this object. Yep, sitting on the fence. Uncle Jim first to the party, then John, then Linda. A fence sitter. Yes, it is a fence sitter is the answer. Next one. What's a 10-letter word for a learning inclination or preference? A 10-letter word for a learning inclination or a preference. You have a Trump said. You have a blank to read a book. You have a blank to do something a certain way. The answer, although this one would actually work, Uncle Jim has it, and it's propensity. Yes, propensity is the right answer. Uncle Jim, wow, well done. Next one. What Alaskan city is the largest city in the United States in terms of area, not population? What Alaskan city is the largest city in the United States in terms of area, not in terms of population? Yes, John Watson has it. Sitka. Sitka is the answer. Linda has it as well. Good job. Don't worry, we're going to have another category in just a minute. Sitka. Sitka, you guys got it. Good job. Next one. What English dame's best known poem is Still Falls the Rain, about the London Blitz? What English dame's best known poem is called Still Falls the Rain, and it's about the London Blitz? This one would have gotten me. I'll give it a hot second, and then I'll tell you. Her first name, I'll tell you her first name, Edith. Yeah, Wes knows it. It's Sitwell. Edith Sitwell is her name. Next one is, good job. What's the name for the semi-soft light yellow cheese from a Russian town now called Sovetsk? The name of the semi-soft light yellow cheese from a Russian town now called Sovetsk. I've never heard of this cheese. I missed that question on my history test. I've stumped the chump. Oh no. All right, no cheese aficionados here. Yes, Wes, it's called Tilsit. Tilsit cheese. Yes. Tilsit cheese. Go to Sitsky. Tilsit is the word. Next one is, what word means to pause, hold back, or waver? What word means to pause, hold back, or waver? You do this when you're thinking maybe you need to have some caution. Resist is nice, but not the right answer. But I appreciate the effort. And you're not wrong. It could fit, but it's not what they're looking for. They are indeed looking for hesitate. Wes with the answer, as Sandy with the answer as well. Hesitate. Harry has it. Yeah, you're being careful. You're hesitating. What kind of phrase might begin with words such as under, before, across, above, or down? What kind of phrase might begin with words like under, before, across, above, or down? Those are prepositional phrases. That's correct, Deidre. Look at you, thought it wasn't your category coming in. Prepositional phrases. Good job. Lastly, what's a four-letter word for a type of therapeutic bath? A four-letter word for a type of therapeutic bath. You know this if you've been pregnant and had a baby. It's called a sitz bath. That's exactly right. Sits. Good job, you guys. You got that one. All right, new category and a new day. These are words that don't mean what they say. The groundhog is not a hog. What is it? The groundhog is not a hog. What is it? It is a rodent. That's correct, Deidre. As a matter of fact, it is a large ground squirrel. It's a rodent, not a hog at all. Cat gut does not come from cats. It's from these animals. Cat gut does not come from cats. It comes from what animals? Never even heard of cat gut. Yes, as a matter of fact, Uncle Jim, you are correct. Sheep or goats is the answer. Sheep or goats. Uncle Jim and Josh and William. Cat gut is from sheep or goats. Russia's October Revolution is celebrated in what month? Russia's October Revolution is celebrated in what month? I'm not really up on my Russian holidays, but it's celebrated in not September, not May, although that's a great guess. It's celebrated in, does anybody have it? Not yet. It's celebrated in November. Yeah, it's the October Revolution celebrated in November. The 100 Years' War lasted how long? The 100 Years' War, good job, Deidre, lasted how long? Called the 100 Years' War, but how long was it actually? Wes notes, the Oktoberfest is actually in September. It's a celebration to welcome October. Ah, good knowledge. Thank you. 123? No. Close, though. 112? No. Close, though. It was 40 years? 99 years? A lot of good guesses. The 100 Years' War actually lasted 116 years. Why do we call it the 116-year war? Harry has it. There it is. Coming in. Harry got it. Okay. Next is Panama hats originated where? Panama hats originated where? Do you know where the Panama hat came to be? No. Good though. No. Good though. Not Mexico, not Cuba. Ecuador. The Panama hats were originating in Ecuador. The koala bear is not a bear. What kind of animal is it? The koala bear is not a bear. What kind of animal is it? This is one I think I would actually get. It is a marsupial. Yes, Trevor, and yes, Deidre, who's throwing it in there. And John, it is a marsupial. You guys need that one too. Look at you go. Woohoo! The next one. What part of a sperm whale does sperm oil come from? Your answers are going to be funny. What type of a sperm, wait, it's like to say sperm. What part of a sperm whale does sperm oil come from? The blubber? The blubber? That's the original go-to, isn't it? The spermata. The fat. The Pink Floyd? The scrotum? It is actually the head. The sperm oil comes from the head of the whale. The white rhino and the black rhino are actually what color? The white rhino and the black rhino are actually what color? What do you think? We call them white rhinos and black rhinos, but they're actually, yeah, as a matter of fact. Ooh, you guys all got this one. Trevor first with gray. Deidre gets it. Wes gets it. Ren. Uncle Jim. Gray, gray, gray. Gray all the way. That's right. The next one is whalebone is not bone. What substance is it? Whalebone is not bone. It's this substance. You say cartilage, huh? The correct answer is, I see it. Walter has it. It's baleen. Here's what they say the answer is. It's baleen. It's a keratinous horny substance. Baleen is the answer. Okay. Now, baleen might be a type of cartilage. I don't know, but the answer is baleen. So many people guess cartilage that I'm guessing baleen is a type of cartilage. I don't know. Next question. You ready for it? Cuttlefish are related to what marine creatures? Cuttlefish are related to what marine creatures? That's what I would ask, and I don't know the answer. Google it. Let me know. Please, and thank you. Yes, squid. Who else said that? Teacher Lori had squid. Squid. William looks like comes in with that answer. The full answer is, and I'll accept squid, cephalopods for mollusks or mollusks related to squids and octopuses. Absolutely. The Canary Islands were not named for canaries, but for these animals. The Canary Islands were not named for canaries, but for these animals. Yes, you got that fast, Uncle Jim. It is dogs. Dogs, the Latin word for dog or canine is canis, K-A-N-U-S. So the Canary Islands were named for dogs. And lastly, the black box in an airplane is what color? The black box in an airplane is what color? Yes, it is absolutely not black. The black box is, says Linda, orange. Sometimes reddish orange, I'll accept. Orange. Orange, orange, orange. The reason is that they want to make it easier to help locate it in wreckage. So it is bright orange. It is not black. And thus concludes this week's edition of Trivia Thursday. I hope you have enjoyed yourself with the sit answers and the words that don't mean what they say they mean, because I had fun, and I'm always impressed by how fast and how knowledgeable you guys are over and over again. Huge thank you to Wes for coming in on this Trivia Thursday with a $5 super sticker. Wes, you are loved and appreciated so much. Thank you so much for always supporting this show and being this amazing person. I really appreciate it. Thank you everyone for playing along. I will see you this afternoon at 4:30 for the Nikki Maduro show. So much to talk about it when it comes to the DNC. We'll pop in and out of the DNC as we see what's happening on stage. And I really hope that you'll join us to spend an hour at least, a little time with us tonight to talk about everything that's going on. It's going to be really exciting. And then tomorrow on the Mark Thompson show, it's Friday Fabulous Florida. Michael Schur, Michael Snyder, and then we've got Tim Sika lined up for the After Party Live. So I hope to see you here tomorrow on YouTube as well. Until then, I hope you make the rest of today a really good one. And again, I will see you this evening / afternoon. Is 4:30 evening or afternoon? I kind of think late afternoon. You're not really evening till you hit 5 o'clock, right? I'll see you then. 4:30 YouTube tonight for the Nikki Maduro Show. Have a good one, everybody.
The After Party Live would like to thank the following contributors and viewers like you.